so let me just go and do that. So it's somewhat relevant to what we're going to be talking about today, and that is over on the other game side. Yesterday we did our first content creator preview. Second. For a new class. And a big, well, basically their big weapon system called legendary items. Almost the equivalent of if we sort of, well, there is no equivalent exactly in DDO. Little bit of maybe green steel, but not really. Green steel at a certain point in time. Anyway, they're doing a big preview over there, and for the first time, we're doing a content creator preview, and we're going to be doing that for DDO here real soon. And so that's actually one of the few bits of news I have for you today. And so as preparation, you know, I could just kind of say that that's been going on, but that kept me busy. I was here, you know, till about 11 o'clock last night and up this morning doing a bunch more stuff. And there we go, and the time's flying by. And next thing I know, it's 12:03, and I am supposed to be saying hello and welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I am DDO's community manager, Cordovan, and I'll be with you for the next hour, hanging out, having some fun, talking about the latest news. Not a lot to talk about, but we have a couple of pretty exciting things. So there we are. Otherwise, I'm going to be on Wayfinder, doing some high-level questing. Gonna bring my level 29. I'm working to bring them up to 30. Maybe I'm almost there. I think I'm almost there. And we'll just probably run Saltmarsh or whatever we feel like running. I'll kind of see what's going on. So there is not a new class coming for DDO. And yes, I'm aware. Stream title was incorrect on Twitch. If you hit refresh, it's now fixed. I'm gonna have to change it in the archive. That's what happens when I don't have time to change accounts until after I'm live. It's been a busy couple of days, but it's been a good couple of days. Also in the world of DDO, so. Make sure I'm getting things ready on YouTube here. You're next, YouTube. So anyway, when I say content creator, it's a term that you'll sometimes hear in like community management circles, probably marketing circles, things like that. What I mean when I say content creator, though, is more than just streamers. I've seen some people over on Twitter talking about it as a streamer preview. And while that, I guess, is a really cool part of it, frankly, it's quite a bit broader than that. One of the other big groups, for example, that I really want to target with these, what we are talking about is early access previews to Lamania, is also people like wiki folks. You know, for years, you know, I've been hearing, people have been hearing, you've been talking about the idea of, you know, it takes a lot to get all this wiki information out there, and or I make YouTube videos, and I'd love to make a YouTube video about whatever cool new thing you've got coming to the game, but I need a little more time, and I want to go live, like maybe like right away on Lamania, but this is the first time I'm even looking at this stuff, so it's a little nerve-wracking, you know, that kind of thing. We want to let people who make YouTube videos have time to perhaps grab all the footage they need, work on it in the evening, and then get it out the next day, which times for, say, like the public interest release. So as a content creator, you often want to be there when people are talking about it, right? And sometimes that takes extra work on top of just the general wiki folks and things like that. So what we've been working on for both games here, and the last couple of months, I would say in particular, Although it really wasn't much work, so I don't want anyone to think that, you know, more than probably a couple hours in total actually was involved here to make this change. But one of the things we're doing is we're working to offer a slightly early preview window to our preview servers. That being Lamani on the DDO side and Bullroar on the Lord of the Rings side. And we can do that through really these kind of special, you can call them tokens, billing tokens, whatever you want to call them. You can put this little token on an account that says you're allowed to get into Lamania when the world is up, but it's otherwise closed to the public. It's frankly how employees do it, right? And a lot of times we're not, and by the way, I am level 30 now, so that's cool. Just hit level 30. You know, it's how we'll often do it preparing to open Lamania to the public, right? We got to get in there at least a couple hours, if not a day or so early, to get the gears moving and get all the preview plans in place and get everything written up. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you want to actually be able to log into an easy-to-access game development build of the thing you're writing release notes about, for example, in my case, or QA's case sometimes, right? So a lot of times the server is open for a little bit before it opens to the public, and that's both to check the stability of the server, make sure it's, of course, the game build checks out, as it were, but also to facilitate the preparation work that has to take place before we formally open the game to the public. And for a couple of years, frankly now, really longer probably, but the need's been there, but really in the last couple of years, the world of gaming and streaming and all that has led to a lot more content creators wanting to have that kind of access and time. It's not just about hype, although that's often a really great side benefit of it, particularly on the live streaming side. But wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if when Lamania was open, the wiki was largely ready for you? That may be a pipe dream, and that would not be something we could directly control. But we can help by doing what we just did yesterday on the Lord of the Rings side, and what we're going to do in something like less than 2 weeks over on the DDO side for Epic Destiny. So that's really the big news I've got for you on today's weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream, is that not next week, but the week after, we're planning to do what we've just done on the Lotro side last night over on the DDO side, and that is to offer early access to Lamania by about 24 hours, maybe something in the range of 18 hours, something like that. Where content creators, and that broad term meaning anyone who would benefit from getting some creation work done ahead of time, whether that be wiki, blog, website, YouTube channel, Twitch stream, whatever. And if you're a Twitch streamer, you can go live. That's a nice side benefit. And you can check out what'll probably be the first of 2 passes on Epic Destinies on Lamania. Now, by that, I mean we're going to have more than 2 previews on Lamania, but I think we're going to be splitting up Epic Destinies into 2 parts. Because there's a lot of Epic Destinies, and there's a lot of work to be done, and that work is being done. So I think what the plan is, like I say, not next week, but the week after. Potentially that Monday afternoon, evening, we will open Lamania to an early access preview for Epic Destiny, something like the first half of them. And then the next day, we will open Lamania to the general public. And then within, I think, a couple weeks after that, we'll do the second pass of Epic Destinies. I think that's the current plan, is something like a week between the 2 previews as well, because we do need time to not just develop, but also iterate and do things like that. So I think that's the plan this time around, is next week we're going to do something I think fairly interesting as well, which is we're going to offer an early preview, I believe, to our Players Council. Now, back in the day, let's say 2008 to 2015-ish, something like that, there used to be a Mournlands server, and that Mournlands server functioned in some ways similarly to the current DDO Players Council. But what it offered was the ability for Mournlands members, you know, kind of private alpha group NDA'd members, to access an actual game development server that QA would prop game builds to. That is still done on the Lord of the Rings side, but hasn't been able to be done for years on the DDO side, just due to technical and other limitations. Nowadays, on the DDO side, we're really more about the Players Council, and we can't really support the propping of an entire development server and the QA resources and all that sort of thing behind it. So, that's really the why on that, but this will in some ways function a little bit like that, because I think what we're going to try to do is next week open it up for a little bit to Players Council members to take a look at this Epic Destiny stuff that they've been seeing in text form for a little while now, and actually be able to kind of check them out and build things with them and put together things like that. And then the following week, then, we're doing this for content creators and the public. And that's really what we've got going on right now on the DDO side is a lot of work toward Update 51. Update 51 is about Epic Destiny. Epic Destinies is the big bullet point in Update 51. And it's a big preview and a big change and a lot happening. So we're really looking forward to showing this off to you, and we're getting really close too, because really next week it's gonna be seen by a few eyes on the Players Council, and then the following week it'll be starting off with a opportunity for Twitch streamers, YouTubers, Mixlers, and other streaming platforms, opportunity to show this stuff off live, wiki editors to start writing this stuff up, and then of course that stuff very quickly gets to the forums and elsewhere. And then the following day, everyone will just have access to it, just like we always do for Lamania. So that's the plan. That's what we got going on. That's kind of cool stuff. Yes, Craig, RPH, before I move on, before I just go to questing, talk about the bonus, whatever else I can talk about, let me talk about, okay, great, how do I do it? Next week, early part of next week, I'm going to make a post on the forums with a little bit more information about it. Link to that post on social media. The general idea is we have to manually apply a token to your account and then manually unapply the token to your account. So, if we get 5,000 people, we're not going to get 5,000 people, but if we've got 5,000 people, we'd have a big problem. But we don't have to worry about that, because it's probably going to be in the range of something like, on the Lotro side here, for a real quick, throwing this together as quick as we could, we got it done in about 48 hours, and that involved something in the range of 30, 40 people. And so it'll be probably something like that. What I'll do is I'll be proactive to start with, and I already know, because I've been living and breathing this stuff, right? I know who most of the big content creators are for DDO, so I'm just going to reach out to you, either on Twitter or the forums or Twitch or whatever, Discord, and I'll just be like, yo, if you want to be in, I need your game account name or something like that, right? And then we'll take care of that in a private method, and then we'll apply that token to your account, and that's how it'll work. So if you're interested, who would be interested? Now, this isn't just, hey, yo, I just want to sit around on the thing 12 hours early because I like playing with free stuff. This isn't for you. This is for content creators. This is really for work. For people who are doing content creation work. So, but that is largely anyone who wants to. So if you want to, if you're doing work, if you're on the wiki, or if you're a Twitch streamer and you want to go live that day, do your special thing or whatever, YouTuber, what have you, just get in touch with me. We'll make it happen. I'll add you to the spreadsheet and we'll get it done. So that's how it works. Yep. Yeah, see Meku. Exactly. You're in, right? Basically, I take a pretty, like I say, until it becomes a problem, my intention is to just open it up to as wide a group of people as can benefit from actually doing work, right? I mean, that's the whole point of it. Is it's like, well, I'm not just doing this so that I can hang out on the Monty on Monday night. You know, I'm doing this because I'm a YouTuber, or I'm making videos, or I'm in charge of the guild website, maybe even, right? And I've got all this stuff, and everyone's chomping at the bit to know about the new Epic Destinies, and it's a pretty complex system. Let's be real here, right? We're looking at a lot of text, a lot of images, a lot of icons, a lot of changes. It's going to take a little bit of time to sort through it all, especially if it's your first time looking at it, right? So that's the point. That's the point. You know, is to give people access who can benefit from that early access. And if that's you, then if you can benefit, then you are probably perfectly qualified to get in. So just get in touch with me. And then we'll also reach out to other people too. Yep. Alright, let me hit up chat. The only thing I don't have chat up for yet is Facebook, so there we go. So, I did actually really want to talk about that, Mike, on YouTube. So let me kind of cap this off with a bit of chat about that. So, Mike is saying, well, why couldn't you just basically open up on Monday? And I think what you'll find is that it isn't just the content creators who are doing work at that time. So I get what you're saying. In some ways, we're just kind of, you could see it as like just sort of shifting things over, but it's in fact not. In fact, it is the time that we are also using to do preparatory work on our end. Now, of course, we're going to make sure the server is stable and ready to be accessed by people outside of the office, but we are doing work at that time as well. So it was already open at this time, all this time, for the most part. And that was time that we were doing to already do preparatory work. What we're doing is kind of manually pushing, essentially, group access for people who can benefit from that access early. So, you know, I recognize you're just going to have to kind of trust me on that. And we are, let's be real here too, yes, also we are pushing our work a little bit earlier to accommodate this. But not by a lot. And part of the reason we're not just going to do Lamania a bit early is that means all those forum threads and release notes and everyone's preview time cycle to pay attention to what's going on Lamania and be on Lamania if you're in QA and all that other kind of thing is not changing in terms of their work time, right? This is, so that's what's up, right? That's what's up. All right, let me get Facebook up and then figure out what I'm actually going to do here today. Do my gold roll! Yes! That sounds great. Alright, there we go. Yeah, someone else is shouting out from the Moorlands days. Technically, I think we're all still under NDA. But it's not like it matters. Yeah, I was a member of Moorlands for quite a while. Back in the day. Till I got hired, of course. So, and I wasn't always a member. So I joined in, it was around 2008, 2008, 2009. I'd already been doing DDO cast by at least, what, a year and a half or so. I have not had time to follow up with the systems team as to the placement of collectibles in wildernesses and the lack of placement in some wilderness areas. That is something that I want to do. I just have not had an opportunity to. So yeah, so this character hit level 30. I've been running some of the Ravenloft stuff. And the reason I wanted to run the Ravenloft stuff is somehow, I think I actually know how. It's probably not worth bringing up on the stream. Well, when would that stop me? No, I logged in way back when when Ravenloft came out on this character, test a bug where the sentient gem was not being delivered in a certain case. And that was on heroic. And so I mixed up my chance to initially get a sentient gem from the NPC on Ravenloft on Wayfinder. And so up to this point, I had not actually had a sentient gem, but now that's been corrected. I got my Morning Lord Great Axe. I've got the Resolute popped in there, and I'm going to start crunching down named loot and all that to my XP. Look at this. This ain't too good, is it? You know what that means? That means I tried to take people's advice at the end of the last episode and strip my gear entirely down and rebuild it. And I haven't even done that yet, because I haven't had time. But let's just kind of pop on some junk gear for the show here today and call it done. That means maybe I should run things on a little bit of an easier tip. I just have mostly junk loot on this character right now, as you can see. Alright, good enough. And I believe... well, you know what? Let's just do Saltmarsh. I can't remember if what I've run in Saltmarsh, but let's just run whatever we have done. Sounds good enough, because we've got... It's already 12:24. How do I manage to talk for 24 minutes and offer very little of value? Let me do my gold. You don't always. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. That's fine. I rolled a 1. I don't always get loot luck. Just keep that in mind next time you see me get some amazing piece of loot. Watch I get like the... Oh, my brain's skipping. Whatever. Anyway, let me get back to chat. No, Armor of Celebration could be converted to account bound. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to... Even if we did do that change, though, Nana Cephalic, or whatever, I don't know if it would be if it would be possible to make that change retroactive, so there we go. 2 questions. Will there be some kind of reimbursement for Call of Destiny elixirs? If we are changing the way XP and Karma is for Epic Destinies. Also, then when are Autos boxes coming back? I can't tell you on the Autos boxes. Soon. Probably for the holidays at the very least. The question on Call of Destiny elixirs, I do not know. I think there will be one of 2 options. That could be one option. Another option would be that it would be turned in for something of equivalent opportunity under the new system. So, I don't know. I think that... I'm aware that that question is out there, but I don't yet have an answer for it. It will be answered, however, by the time we go along, as to what you'll be able to do with any existing Call of Destiny elixirs, since the system itself is just sort of becoming irrelevant moving forward. Should you power through getting all your current destinies to 6 million karma? I don't think so. Now, there's already been that one thread or whatever that talks a bit about what people with, you know, epic past lives and how that'll be treated, all that sort of thing. So all that info's out there. I'm not going to try to go from the top of my head on it here. But that information is out there. And, as to whether that's worth doing between now and then, I wouldn't do it. You do you. Maybe you would see some benefit. Maybe you won't. There you go. But at the very least, having maxed karma XP is not going to do you much anything. I don't think it's going to do you anything. But I could be wrong. But I want to put a little asterisk there just in case I'm wrong. But I don't think the amount of epic karma XP you've got is going to really mean anything under the new system. How about all the lag we had this weekend? Yes. Let me actually mention that briefly there, huh? And also thank you, Jumbi Batsuru, or how you say your name. I was playing quite a bit this weekend too, and I saw it too, and so did a bunch of other people in the office. So, I do have a public LFM going. If you're bored and you're on Wayfinder or want to be on Wayfinder, join it if you're interested. I think I'm going to run Saltmarsh. We've been looking at it, and we think we've identified at least one thing that we can look at that having to do with a certain form of monster pathing. Two players who are otherwise not reachable, generally through a physical barrier, through a wall or something like that. There's some detection work that's going on there that we think might be contributing to it. Now, that's
atop the cliffs. A stiff wind
Torque and a bunch of people who know a whole lot about how this stuff works talking about it is not the same as saying we fixed lag. But that is to say that, yeah, 1, we saw it, 2, we've been talking about it, 3, we've got some things to look at and work towards. So I guess that's about as good as you can get, you can expect or hope for, I guess, at this stage, right? But at the same time, yes, we're aware of it. There's been some unusual kind of stutter step lag and that of late, and that's things we're investigating. Get myself a little firepower. Get myself
opens into a musty, dirty entrance
back
hall.
up healing. Where am I? So right now, you can see I'm basically just all up through my Ravager, and then Epic Destiny. I'm still in Grandmaster. Maybe I should pop out. I think I'm gonna pop out. Because I am on a lead after all. And you just saw my gear.
A decrepit house.
You just saw my gear. I probably shouldn't be doing this. I should be going
in off the waves,
harder.
carrying the briny stink of churning salt water.
Don't judge me. Alright. Oh no. Someone is saying I don't look too good today, huh? Oh no. What do I look like? I think I'm a little brighter than usual. Other than that. Yeah.
The front door opens into a musty, dirty entrance hall. You spot some faint footprints in the filth, leading down the corridor ahead.
Well, let's see. Where are you? Froggo. There we go. Come on, Froggo. Get over here.
You find a gold key beneath the rug in front of this window. What was once a fine master bedroom now stands dirty and decayed.
Yeah.
A small wooden trunk stands at the foot of the bed.
I mean, I'm
Its
sorry.
lid closed.
Oh, I think I already know.
You unlock the trunk, but find nothing of value. Then you hear a harsh wail, and a group of vermin attacks. This was once a fine guest bedroom, but rodents and other vermin have infested its corners and burrowed into the grand.
Otherwise, so what else do I have happening in the near future, right? So we're really focused on doing a ton of.
You're able to make out half of a numerical password inside this book.
It's unfortunate, like in this quest, in the riddle quest of White Plume, right? Once you know the answer, I mean, you don't get the answer, but that's fine, right? That's just how this stuff goes sometimes. Was that the Force Ruby Eye Augment? I believe so. I believe I just popped that in because it,
The fiddle moves seemingly on its own, playing a lilting tune.
I can't remember what I'm supposed to do with this one. Is it dance? No. Listen. Why? You unlock it. You won't unlock it, huh? Nope. Okay, well, good enough. Oh, read the note, that's it? I'm a barbarian, I don't read. Keep practicing so I can play it for you. I've read that. Oh, search while standing. Okay.
As
There
you
we go.
pry the keys
Okay.
from the mattress's stuffing, the music stops. A disfigured
Yeah, Saltmarsh has been fun. You know, as I was just saying though, I was just most recently on Wayfinder. Maybe you saw me over the weekend. If you happen to be on Wayfinder, bopping around, leveling up. I leveled up from 28 to 30. I ran the entire Ravenloft chain front to back,
with the iron,
and that
you
was
should be able
about
to unlock the
you know
door
getting
in
the
kitchen.
still. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was also on Thelanis, taking advantage of the...
You find the silver key inside the crate.
Oh, back here. That other door. There we are. There you are, door. I was leveling up a teenager. Because I've got a mock duck, actually, over on Thelanis. Needs to be leveled up to 20. Currently a swashbuckler. Heroic life. And, But I want to level that person to 20 and
Heavy iron padlock.
and do something else. That something else
The door
might
swings open,
be
revealing a
largely
room
Horizon
significantly
Walker.
more damp and decayed
I'm considering
than
that.
the
I
others in the
haven't really
house.
played a Horizon
Stairs lead
Walker on
down.
live
The
yet,
smell of
so
spoiled wine clogs your
I
nose with
think
its
it might be a
acrid
Horizon
odor.
Walker.
You nearly trip on a bloody, dismembered body in the center of this chamber.
Okay. It's a little hard sometimes to see this on my monitor with the spotlight in my face. I do lose a little bit of my ability to see darker bits on the screen and what have you because of the lights I've got going.
Beyond this
That may
door
also
lies a
be why I
room
look
so
tired,
unlike
other than the
anything
fact I
else
guess
you
I'm
have
just
seen
old.
in the house that you pause for a moment, taken aback.
I'm not old. But
This room is furnished with plain but sturdy furniture.
yeah, I could
Sheets on
boost
the
up the
bed
game
appear
and stuff,
freshly
but honestly, it's just for these 2 hours. The 1 hour on the DDO side and 1 hour on the other game side. And so I just, whatever, it's fine. But I was actually just thinking when I had the Boulder screen up, at one point I actually had my glasses. I was trying to read the screen to read some text, and I was like, oh man, if I had the camera going live right now, this is what people are actually going to be seeing me often play the game like, because I'm an old buddy-duddy. But not live, not to the public. I'm too vain for that. Yeah, let me get to the weekend bonus. I'll take it. Alright, this weekend's bonus is... Now that's funny. Okay, this weekend's bonus is double daily dice. So that means you get double the daily dice XP. And double daily dice XP kicks off tomorrow, so don't use your gold roll today like I just did. And save it for tomorrow, and then that runs through Sunday, the 12th. So... But I rolled a 1 anyway, so what does it matter? Either way, I could have had twice as much XP. Anyway, yeah, so double daily dice is the bonus through the weekend. The other 2 bits I guess I should mention here is that we have 2 limited time sales happening. One is double bonus points. That runs through the 12th. That means that runs through Sunday. You'll get twice the bonus points in the DDO store. And then second, we have the Tensor's weapon box back. And it's been a while, I think, since we had that one out, right? So that's only through Sunday as well. So if you want the Tensor's box, you might not want to hang around too long on that one and pick it up. So it gets you a bunch of sentient XP, a bunch of, in addition to other things. So you can look it up as to what it gets you, but it's pretty cool, pretty big deal, and limited time through Sunday if you're interested. And if you're not interested, don't worry about it. You don't need it. But if you want it, it's there. All right.
When you open this door, you're surprised to find someone staring at you, brandishing sharp daggers. You couldn't just take our warnings and go on your merry way back to wherever you're from, could you? No, man. I'll just have to stop you here. You got moves. I'll give you that. But there's a reason why they call me Scary. Where did you say you were from again?
Sorry. After facing the Abbot and other large enemies, Ned Snake Shaft from this room is not putting any quake in my boots.
The best assassin in these parts die. Hope you enjoy the view. With one last gasp, the assassin crumples into a silent heap on the musty wood flooring. Lanterns and supportive structures line this musty underground passage.
Uh-oh, now a
suggesting
rust
the presence
monster,
of human
though.
activity
A
below.
rust monster, though. Let me switch weapons here.
Finish the job, soldier.
Who did the shifter dance in a green suite? I know those are actually not done generally modeled. I mean, I think to some extent, you know, maybe the animator has some kind of idea of reference models and things, but for the most part, it's all just done by hand. I've seen them do it. It's really cool putting those dances together, and they're largely just created from scratch using the animation software, and one of the best animators, frankly, I've ever seen. So, Tareth, I did want to get to your question on Twitch about in-game support as well. We are working to onboard. We currently have 2 people who were hired recently, and those people are getting up to speed, doing the training. They've been starting to answer tickets of late and things like that. So progress is being made on the time for customer service response front, and a lot of people are working hard on it. But we also do have, as I understand it, a new customer service manager who will be starting here in the relatively pretty soon, Dana. And that person, of course, has to also watch the training videos and sign the W-2 forms and, you know, all the other stuff that comes from working a job, right? But we do have a customer service manager hired, and that person is in the process of getting ramped up with us as well. So I've not had an opportunity to meet them yet, but I know that that is in process. So to your question about the recent customer service kind of delays and relatively slow response time, let's just say, in recent months and what have you,
before he can run away,
we are making progress on that. And
the remaining smugglers scramble out
hopefully
of the
we'll
cavern,
start to
presumably
see some
headed to the
positive
ship where
momentum
the rest of their operation waits. The
visible
game will
to
get their
you
due in
in
good
the pretty
time.
near.
For now, you content yourself with plundering the smugglers' wares. That should make up for the treasure you have been promised.
All right. Oh, a nebula fragment. Thank you. Thank you, me. I pull a nebula fragment on like Epic Heart or something like that. But no, I can also roll a 1 on daily dice. So one of one of the worst tickets that we ever get are those, I've lost some epic destinies, things like that. We work pretty hard, and I know customer service spends a lot of kind of blood, sweat, and tears to try to make those right when we get them. Here's the good news. We are really close to that Epic Destiny preview, and we are really close to, or getting closer to Update 51, right? And that is a whole new Epic Destiny system, of which none of those old bugs should ever be a problem ever again, because they won't even be using that kind of part of the system. So we're redoing a bunch of things, and it should be a non-issue for everybody forever. Pretty quick here. And then, you know, customer service is just going to have to manually work for the few times that it's not working until then.
We both know this will end in violence. Ready, soldier?
I'll have to check, see what my dodge item is. Alright. Danger at Dunwater, I believe, is next. I don't know if I have time. I might have time. I'll just play it anyway, and we'll just kind of roll through to the end, so. The lizard folk lair is kind of off to the west. Leave that there. Alright. Is literally due kind of west-south. Okay. Does pulling out hirelings in non-Reaper quests increase the number of mobs? I don't believe so. I don't think it has anything to do with the number of mobs spawned. Now, it might have a small impact on dungeon scaling. That is to say, the kind of mob strength and that. That does scale a little bit based on group makeup and size. You know, over the years, there have occasionally been bugs in the chat log where some development-style messaging went out to live, where you looked at things like your hireling as a party strength of 0.8 or something like that. That all is related to that dungeon scaling stuff. But for the most part, the impact is minimal enough to be basically negligible. It doesn't really... Yes, kind of, but not enough that it actually matters. I don't have a reply on being able to change the dismount key. My guess is that would require some user interface, kind of key binding related work that we simply do not have these cycles for at the moment. It is a really great feature request, though, and it would be lovely to be able to do that. Although, I don't know, I actually, for me personally, I don't know where else I'd want it. But that's just me. I actually kind of like it being on the show. But maybe I'm in the minority there. And because of that, I'm just going to drop the hirelings, and I will just bring out the healer.
A lizard folk.
Will Steel Star or Linabelle lead the Ask the Devs event?
Wish to meet you.
I don't know. In terms of kind of the next event that we have on Lamani, are you talking about? My guess is that would be some folks from QA, perhaps myself. I would expect to see probably both Steel Star and Linabelle available on Bullroar, whether that's, say, during the formal preview event or other opportunities. I don't know at this point, but I would assume so. In terms of it Ask the Devs, in terms of just like actually having some people on the show to talk about this stuff, yeah. That's going to happen too. I would expect, you know, if we do that early access preview on, let's just say like a week from Monday, something like that, and then open it up to the public on Tuesday, then I would expect for that to be the focus of the show on Wednesday. So not next Wednesday, but probably 2 Wednesdays from now. I would expect us to largely be on Bullroar talking about Epic Destinies, potentially with the systems team doing the work. I don't have the wisdom. I ain't none too wise.
This doorway is sealed for now. There must be another way through.
It's true. Normally was Kokoma Jobo. You know, we don't really talk about people coming and going much, but Kokomajobo has he's got some other opportunities that he is pursuing at the moment, and is not currently our producer. So that's why we're hiring a producer position. It's true that among the duties he had most recent was very much a lot of work related to these Lamania freebies. Some of that work's going to fall back on me, where it had been for quite a while prior to the implementation of an associate producer position. And some of it'll remain sort of a half function of community and QA. Some of the release notes and scheduling and coordination,
The lizard folk queen
falls under
greets
that,
you.
guys.
I must speak with
And
you
then some of it'll be
We
direct
both
QA,
face a
which it's
threat
always
that
been.
could destroy us all.
The lizard folk queen swears that she means no harm to the nearby village, but she faces a growing
Where they
rebellion
have
within her
long
tribe.
had a lead role
You've
in
agreed
actually,
to
say,
help her
getting
defeat
the
High
server
Shaman
cropped
Kevin,
and built,
the
and
leader
release
of the
notes
rebels.
ready, and all the change lists merged, and just everything that involves the actual process up to and including opening the game world and then running it, et cetera, et cetera. So, Oh, maybe I should bring in Frogo. Nice thing, since Frogo is a gold seal. Whenever they are needed. Hey, Frogo. Hey, nice to see you here, man. Thanks for being here. All right. Ooh. Darn. I mean, it sucks that it's in my Deadly 10 Strength 13, Seeker 13, Stormreach Guardian's Helm slot, but Con 14, I'll take that. I mean, technically I don't have an underwater action item, so I could get excited about that. But, Oh, the I didn't even check my mic. I bet my mic is quiet. But I bet also the game is loud because I had it turned up because I was playing a bunch this week. That's it.
Defeating as many of them as you can will please the lizard folk queen. This is the Queen's Royal Hatchery. Her eggs are safely locked away from the rebels.
Okay. There. I feel like I'm missing something. Let me, before I duck out of here, I don't want to go back there yet. Think. Because there was nothing in here, right? Okay, nothing there. And then over here, I can't open that yet. And the lizard folk won't talk to me. So, I did already get that one chest, so I think... How are we looking at time? Alright, 12:56. What do I need to talk about before we wrap up? honestly, I think that's about it. I think that's about it for the news. So, because we're really just doing loads of development work related to getting the update 51 out the door. We've got content work, you know, happening for later in the year as well. Yeah, waiting for my return. Well, you know, I think I'm going to wrap that up here, actually. It's about as good a time as any. So, let me just see if we've got one more scroll through Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch chat, and then I'll probably just wrap it up. I remember running this quest last couple of times. I think I ran into the same thing, where a high shaman in the Western Caverns. Now, the Western Caverns, I could have sworn were these ones over here. We've got Central Eastern, but I'm not seeing Rebellion. Well, nice. Thank you for telling me. I already do that, though. But I have a really good swim score, don't I? Uh-huh. I invest in swim. I think swim is great. I strongly encourage every endgame game build to spend most of their points in swim. I think it's really, really important. But I actually do like swim. Which is why I've got a 73 swim. You see just how quickly I zoom through all that stuff? Yeah, it's nice. Gone down this way. Let's see. Oh, it's because I can't. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Facebook. Excited for the future. Thank you. I am too. There's actually a lot happening. I am very excited for all this Epic Destiny stuff. I think people are gonna like it. I think people are gonna like it. My DDO stream swim build. Actually, it's mostly that I think this character just has more, largely because they have more points than I know what to do with. And I think I'm getting, at one point I was getting plus 20. I don't know what, I guess it's plus 13 or whatever under the new system. So that's really, and high strength. That's really all it is. Not that high strength. Not high enough, but, you know, eventually. Once I get more gear, we'll be high enough.
Fresh bones litter this large cavern. Without warning, oversized crayfish burst up from below. They look hungry.
There we go. Sorry, let me get... Wasn't under control of my own. Didn't have priority on the screen. There we go. Sorry, crayfish. Any talk of bringing Menace of the Underdark and or Shadowfell back to the market separate from the expansion Trove? I have not heard of immediate plans to do that. I think there is a possibility we might be able to do something like that in the future. Otherwise, I think, you know, it'll be in the Trove for a while here. So, I have not heard of immediate plans to separate that out. I guess theoretically it could happen sometime. How was my summer? My summer was busy, fun. I love spending time with my son. It's always the highlight of it. It was a lot. Summer was a lot. The world's putting a lot of pressure on people. I can, you know, I used to be an old political reporter and all that sort of thing, so I've got that stuff in my blood, and It can be a real letdown sometimes, seeing the world kind of unfold. But, so on that front, you know, been challenges. Ups and downs. What have you.
Dozens of lizard folk eggs rest beyond this gate, safely locked away from harm.
But you always have to take the good with the bad, right? And there's always a lot of good to be had.
Tells you
So,
about a treasury behind the locked gate.
when the world at large is getting you down, your own personal life can be a source of solace and happiness in other ways.
And the floor nearby collapses.
Man, I really do need a ooze weapon.
Get out there.
I need an ooze weapon! Alright. You know, it's kind of funny. I am one of those players that, for about as long as I've been playing this game, I've been fairly nonchalant about both underwater action and water breathing. I like it. I appreciate all that stuff. It's nice to have. But I have never really worried too much about having underwater action or water breathing. Pretty much ever. I mean, just pretty much ever. So, and you know what? I'm gonna finish this off stream. I have a meeting here I think I need to get to. So, I am gonna wrap up the stream right now. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll be back next week, and then, like I say, in 2 weeks, we'll probably be on the Mania. Next week should be largely another game-focused video, I would think. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're having fun in DDO. And thank you very much for being with us here, both now and in the... Have a great day. Bye-bye.